I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Thanks for spending some time with us. The book ban lie. That is the focus of tonight's angle. Failing us on all fronts, Democrats are lying to the voters again, this time about the so-called conservative book bans.
This Republican majority wants to talk about banning books.
They start banning books. Banning books to stand in the way of teaching America's full history.
I never thought I'd be a president who was fighting against elected officials trying to banning books.
Now, they believe, I think, that if they repeat a lie enough, it will become an accepted truth. Not if we can help it. Because the truth is, sensible elected officials are representing parents who are flabbergasted to learn how perverted their kids' curricula have become. Because it's driven now by activists who demand inclusion and affirmation. It took a pandemic for moms and dads to notice how pornographic the books had become. Here's a sampling.
My child's 6th grade English teacher sends out a summer reading material, including gender queer. From this book, brother talking to sister. So you never tasted yourself? Sister shows brother. Vagina slime.
This is from a book called Looking for Alaska. Lara randomly asked me, have you ever gotten a blowjob?
I was in the library, and this book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. This reminds me so much of the first time we had sex.
Does that not infuriate you? It does any normal parent. Students need to learn how to read and write. Have you noticed that people can't do either lately these days? Leave the rest, all the controversial topics, the birds and the bees, leave it to the parents. And no, we don't care about the complaints of people like mega-wealthy best-selling author Nora Roberts, because apparently she's whining about how her books are being taken off school shelves as well. Again, if parents want their sons and daughters to read books with sexually explicit language, then they can go buy those books, give them to their kids. Amazon, by the way, even lists some of Nora Roberts' books suitable for readers 18 and older. Plus, to put it nicely, Roberts isn't exactly Jane Austen. Now, compare the battle to restore age-appropriate materials in our schools to the left's search and destroy mission against classic American literature. Fierce pressure campaigns by radicals have pushed publishers to rewrite language in books to eliminate things like micro and macroaggressions or implicit bias and other terms that offend the modern socialist sensibility. So the so-called protectors of artistic expression on the left, they're the very ones censoring it. Now look at what happened to Roald Dahl. His books were edited to be more inclusive, and all the offensive language was taken out of them. And writer R.L. Stine was angry when he found out that his books were being edited behind his back. If you want to read the classics in their original forms, I'm telling you tonight, you better grab a copy now, because if the woke mob actually gets its way, those books won't be published, or you're not going to even be able to find them for purchase or loan anywhere. And if the left has its way, sometime in the not-so-distant future, you won't be able to find, I think, original works of literature written before 1960 at all. Now, this won't just be books either, by the way. The pressure to conform artistic expression to current sensibilities will extend to things like old TV shows, to films, and also to music. Now, you couldn't make these types of shows today.
Hey, where's your ribbon? Oh, I don't wear the ribbon.
You don't wear the ribbon? Aren't you against AIDS?
Yeah, I'm against AIDS. I mean, I'm walking, aren't I? Just don't wear the ribbon.
Who do you think you are?
Put the ribbon on.
Hey, Cedric, Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
It's the AIDS ribbon episode of Seinfeld. Now, the scene from Diversity Day of the hit show The Office, that wouldn't fly either.
Shalom. I'd like to apply for a loan.
That's nice, Dwight.
Okay, do me. Something stereotypical so I can get it really quick.
If I have to do this, based on stereotypes that are totally untrue, that I do not agree with. You would maybe not be a very good driver.
Oh, man, am I a woman?
You'll notice I didn't have anybody be an Arab. I thought that would be too explosive.
And who can forget one of the greatest shows of All in the Family?
He's busy with his books and his studying.
Yeah, and all that commie crapola. Get that treason off of my chair.
Archie, when are you gonna stop with this commie jazz? It's all over, Arch. The Red Scare's kaput. Nixon's going to Peking, remember?
Hold it, buddy. He ain't there yet.
Now, the show, by the way, won 22 Emmy Awards. Okay, 22. Same with The Jeffersons, by the way, a hilarious sitcom. It was a spinoff of All in the Family about a successful black family.
Do you mean to tell me that your father ain't met that man?
No, I'm gonna introduce him right now.
This I gotta see.
Could you come over here in a second? I got some people I want you to meet.
Hey, Jefferson, you're gonna love this.
Okay, Mom, Pop, this is Jenny's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Willis.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
How do you do?
Mrs. Jefferson? Mr. Jefferson?
You white.
And by the way, with music as well, of course, that's going to be up for grabs because the left has a war on words. Remember, the Dixie Chicks are now just the Chicks. Lady Antebellum? Just Lady A. Heck, even classic Christmas carols like Baby It's Cold Outside, they've been riling up the radical Me Too types as well.
Recently, we've woken up to the song's more date-rapey undertones.
Say what's in this drink.
No caps to be had out there.
What's in this drink? Could the seasonal scumbag date rape alarm be going off any louder right now?
Yeah, some radio stations actually decided to bow down and stop playing the song because of those types of people. How pathetic? Yeah, all the way around. Now, forget this nonsense claim that conservative books conservatives are out there banning books. The left is actually working to change history. Remember, they're the ones tearing down statues, even attacking classic artworks, as they did yesterday at the National Gallery of Art in D.C., all to protest climate change.
We need our leaders to take serious action to tell us the truth about what is happening with the climate.
We are adults. We should be at home working, but I can't do my job unless I have a government that does their job in looking out for the health and safety of our children.
Now, all of us know that these idiots will get slaps on the wrist because they have the correct political views on climate change. But imagine the media reacting if pro-life activists decided to vandalize, I don't know, a Rothko or a Picasso. They'd be thrown in jail for years, never hear from them again. Because the truth is, in 2023, certain bans and certain types of vandalism, certain types of editing, it's tolerated. It's even encouraged. And other types, they're punished and railed against. All of this is Orwellian. It's literally rewriting our cultural history. So what do we take away from this? Well, first, the notion that conservatives are for banning any books at all, or no, they're for open debate on all of these topics, okay? We'll debate the left anytime, anywhere on whether a book detailing acts of anal penetration are appropriate for sixth graders, or frankly, high schoolers for that matter. So if there are parents out there who want to marinate their kids' brains and all that stuff, then go ahead, do it. But don't offer it to my kids. Thank you very much. When fed-up parents raise a stink, though, remember, they're going to be branded, especially by the Biden administration, as dangerous extremists. So watch your P's and Q's. Now, the second takeaway here is that given the left's success in rewriting or canceling our history, it's time for true liberals and conservatives to band together to stop them. New copyright laws should protect original works from changes. So if a publishing house that owns the rights to some artistic work, a song or a book, they decide to change that song or that book to supposedly remove the offensive content, then that publishing house should lose its copyright. The public should always, always have access to the originals, access to the author's or the director's actual words, unabridged or unaltered by the woke censors. If Biden's given a second term, we're going to continue to lose our American identity and our American art and our American history. The left is going to be emboldened. Their vicious expurgation campaign is only going to ramp up, and sexual propaganda will continue flooding our schools. Is that what Americans really want? And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.